Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play, whatever this game is called, Grand Theft Auto, excuse me, Lost and Damned. I'm Mysterious JG, where I spent a lot of time, wasted a lot of time off screen, could not get Jim to respond to any calls. I went ahead and did a race, I failed several times, kept getting texts from Terry related to the racing. I had this vague hope that if I won a street race, it would mean something happened. But, no, I think what happened is, because we've hit the point in the story where this mission is supposed to be taking place, Jim was locked out from being called because his character should be in the middle of something. But I didn't have a high enough friendship level to trigger it because I finally went back to a slightly older save. And by slightly older, I mean I was panicking. I was like, I had kept saving over different slots while doing stuff like, you know, the friendship missions with Malk. So I was like, well, I mean, I can redo those missions, or I can just forget about them. Like, I've shown them on camera. That's for Let's Play purposes. That's what matters. I was worried like I was going to have to go all the way back to, like, Roman's Holiday. Like, that was a mission before we'd have, like, 2 or 3 missions to do. Because I, without meaning to, since everything seemed to be going fine, I didn't have any reason to think there were problems. I had been kind of saving a lot of different slots that were all collector's item. And I was like, well, if I got to go back and redo just one mission, or have one mission to do before accepting collector's item, I can do dates with Jim, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I found a slightly older save. I think it might be right after I finished doing the race with Malk, because it doesn't seem to be on the map anymore. But before anything else, because I was able to call Jim, get him to respond. We went to the strip club, and I just got it. And then I was anticipating, all right, I'll go save. I'll do some more friendship missions with Jim. Nope. Apparently, you had to get it over 75. That was at like 74. Or you had to get a respect over 90. Because whatever was going on, and this is ridiculous, by the way. This is not good design. And it might be just a glitch that I ran into, but it's not good design that you have to get respect and like at a certain level and have no way of knowing that's the case in a game that has not encouraged you. Like the little subtle things, the little things Grand Theft Auto 4 did, like saying you might get rewards. This game has not even pretended that's the case. It hasn't. It's never meant anything. But suddenly, it's a requirement to trigger a mission. Either that, or it's just coincidence. Like glitched a save file. And I went back and got it before it was glitched, and it's just a coincidence that doing a date. But I took the gang to a strip club, but I called Jim. Sometimes it feels like everybody gets their friendship points. Sometimes it feels like only the person you called does. I was doing friendship missions with Terry and Clay off screen, but like they specifically, even though like before, earlier, if I call any of them, all 3 show up. Only Terry and Clay were showing up. And that's where I was like, okay, something's going on where Jim is not available as a character right now. And that's why I finally gave up on getting anything and just went back to an earlier save. But we've got a text from, like, we're leaving the strip club. I've got a text from Jim. Meet me at Ray's. Call him just to talk. Hey, why do you want to meet at Ray's? And we already, now, actually, on this save file, we have not. So I think what happened is the game just missed the text. And I won't be able to call Jim from this point forward because the events of this mission will show what's going on and why he would not be taking a call. But yeah, the text just didn't pop. Something got messed up with the triggers and it didn't happen. So there you go. That's like 2 videos worth of nonsense. And because I went back to an earlier save, now for you and I, it will always be a special memory that we'll treasure together. You and me, gentle viewer, my friends in the digital age. My friend in the digital age. I'm speaking one-to-one with you, viewer. Even if you're like that couple that watches my videos, I'm speaking to only one of you. Whichever one of you chooses to believe you are the one. We have a special memory we share of going with Terry and Clay and Jim into Ray's restaurant. Maybe that's what broke it. Maybe the game was like, oh, you think that's cute? Well, fuck you. You don't get the final mission. But it's not the final mission. It's the penultimate mission. There's 2 story missions left. And I'm really grateful this finally worked out because I thought I was going to be going to bed tonight knowing I'd have one more session with this game to do it. And I'm kind of committed to finishing this Let's Play tonight. Because tomorrow, as I've mentioned, I'm going back into chemo. Third round of chemo. Not the third round of chemo. It's the third... did 6 months of chemo in 2020. Did 6 months of chemo in 2021. I'm only looking at 2 to 3 months this time. But, yeah. Let's just put it this way. I'll be going into my third year of chemo. Or my second... Yeah, I will go over the 1 year of chemotherapy mark with this return to chemo. And in a weird way, having this... Even though I'm kind of shading this whole Let's Play by talking about chemo in the middle of it. Driving around as Johnny Klebitz, I haven't lost any hair in any of my chemos yet. My hair's been as resilient as the fucking cancer has been. But, and you know what? I would trade my hair for not dying of cancer. Let's put it that way. But Johnny Klebitz will not be like an inspiration to me as a Baldo. Because I will have this Let's Play in the can and done now, it looks like, before the chemo starts. So, it looks like Ballad of Gay Tony is officially going to be JG's chemo Grand Theft Auto Let's Play. Seems unfair to Gay Tony. But you know what? I think he'll be okay. I'm looking forward to Gay Tony because the GTA games have, 4 in particular, made a lot of fun of like it's like incredibly effeminate, flaming gay characters. I can't help but think if he's like a primary mission giver and a main character, not the guy you're playing as, but I know enough about Ballad of Gay Tony to know that Gay Tony is like, he means a lot to the protagonist. I'm looking forward to seeing them actually treat that character as someone that, like, how do they think they should present a character who we're supposed to like, who is gay? I don't remember if GTA 5 had any gay characters other than comedy supporting characters. And I'm not somebody who, like, I'm not going to stress over how gays are represented in the game, but I'm curious because GTA hasn't done, they've done a lot of just like, you know, this character is gay, let's have fun with that. And they did it in the mission where we encounter Gay Tony's gay warriors trying to steal diamonds or whatever. So I'm wondering how will they treat a main character who's not just there for 2 or 3 scenes of comic relief. We'll find out. In the meantime, let's head for this restaurant. We've been here just recently with our friends, but now we're here just on our own, and we're going to ask the question, was it worth it? The pasta fajoule, it was kind of pricey. Was it worth it?
Well, look who it is. Hey, how you doing, tough guy? What's your problem? I told you not to get too fucking...
Maybe we shouldn't have come here alone.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. Start walking.
Yeah, I mean, we probably could have seen this coming.
That's right. Gentlemen, what?
Oh man, he's really having a hard time with the pasta sauce.
Fucking hell! Stop that shit, asshole! Anything yet? Nah. Burn him again.
Man, he's got a wife and kids too.
Stuff? You see, genius over here would rather get creme brulee before he dies. Hopefully you ain't so stupid. Where's my stuff?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck you!
Well, yeah, we know that Niko told him.
Where's my fucking stuff?
I don't know.
Who do you think you're bullshitting?
A bullshitter?
You're pretty funny, huh? That's pretty funny. Hey, we literally got pistol whipped. Well, now they think it's funny.
You're gonna have to cut that shit out, Ray.
I guess that's not our blood, because that's a lot of blood for this.
Fuck Ashley, my friend, and now I'm gonna fuck you.
I don't know which one I'll enjoy more.
Fuck off, Ray.
Go ahead.
Oh, looks like Jim got free. All right, Jim, you're not a victim.
Fucking gun, goon. No! I'll cut him!
I don't know if Ray cares.
Back the fuck up! Back up! Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, we know Ray gets out of this because Niko kills him.
Billy was right about both of you. Backstabbing fools. Good, I got guys in every corner. Where you gonna go?
You killed my anonymous goon!
I gotta go talk to
And for some reason, we didn't kill Ray.
Fucking brothers.
I mean, but we know why we didn't kill Ray. We don't want to cause a emergency temporal shift. No, it's not a temporal shift. Temporal paradox. Hey, you just stole my bike! I came in a bike, which is now gone. Go and meet Ashley. Well, I'd like to go in a bike. Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's take a cab to meet Ashley. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Hey, buddy. Get up, Bert.
Like, I don't know how far it is. I didn't even check. It's probably like a block, but... Oh, it feels so good to be doing this mission. I've spent the last 2 hours or so trying to get it to trigger.
Here we are.
I mean, not actively every second, but...
Hot damn, baby girl. Your friend Ray ain't so friendly.
Johnny K, you're all right. I'm sorry, sweets. I think Ray sent some guys after you.
Well, yeah.
Of course he is, baby. Thanks for the heads up.
Thanks for the help, big
Meet me
man.
outside the house, okay? I'll be there if I'm still walking.
Oh, wait, baby.
Oh, well, okay. I guess,
I'll make it quick.
Come on, you Guido pussies!
I guess they aren't taking too much time. I wanted to read my mail there. Feel like you're giving Terry and Clay an easy ride. Yeah. He seriously called us at this point to say that we should get back up. I agree with everything except the idea that they were getting an easy ride.
Wait, Matt, what would you do if you had an unknown number of mobster hitmen on your tail?
Shit, I called me. Then I lead those suckers over to Kaniki Avenue, baby. Then
Okay, so I guess I shouldn't have hung around, but what's our objective? Where's this Okay.
No, don't do this.
That was kind of a mess. Okay, I got messed up there by I was just trying to get turned around. Yeah, okay. There's a couple of ways we could handle this, but I think the smart thing would be to not worry too much about reading all the messages. Although it feels like a shame to miss them. Let's go.
There ain't room to debate on this.
Sorry, guys. You may or may not be members of my gang. Let's go buy some armor. And then listen to Orange Cassidy's theme song. And then we'll just... I don't mind that we're using the replay mission feature instead of loading and saving. I'll just... we barely got any opportunity to use any of our resources before we game overed there. So buying armor should be fine.
Conflict resolution in here, pal.
We may have gotten a shot or two off of this. That would be about it. Nope. Alright, I wonder where we start. Because I took a cab out of Ray's. That might have been a mistake. Let's see where the mission takes us. Because indeed, we stole from the Mafia.
I didn't eat your food.
High grade, sir.
Okay. I think the cab might have like really helped them sort of get centered on where we are before I could
Carbonized finish 23 inch of soul plate. Cut your skin. Bone innards. Sometimes you get stuck in a snowstorm. You gotta eat people. This set is an
Wait, Matt,
$8,000
what would you do if you had an unknown number of mobster hitmen on your tail?
shit, I called me. Then I lead those suckers over to Kaniki Avenue, baby. Then I hope the hell my friends are waiting for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, and I did a pretty good job of figuring out where they are. If I can get to them, they can help me. Couldn't get to them last time because I was trying to do like a U-turn when there were multiple cars slamming into me. Question is, can I beat them into an ambush if they haven't actually centered around me yet? Well, I will say, I wish Terry and Clay had more personality because as a gameplay mechanic, they've been damn useful.
Come on, man. The ladder's awaiting.
I knew being head of this chapter would have its plus points.
What's the goddamn rush, Johnny?
I bet Billy wouldn't have made you do shit like this.
Billy would be getting himself a drink and trying to screw my woman, not fighting alongside me.
What about Brian? He seemed like a good guy.
Remind me what these mobsters, Johnny.
Stole their money.
You best ask Jim about that.
I guess they're not,
Why are you leaving me behind?
I'm not leaving you behind it.
Yo, Clay, remind me, why are we always helping Johnny out of trouble?
Because he's the boss, Terry. Because no one else in the gang is dumb enough to get in the trouble he does.
I guess they're closing in.
You better thank us two at the next meeting, Johnny.
Man, I don't know how many brothers we're gonna have left to have a meeting with.
Yeah, it's kind of been a problem, hasn't it?
Fuck me, man. I hope Jim ain't in trouble. Jim can handle himself, you know that.
I think Jim may be in trouble, actually. You know what? I'm not getting lazy, but I am getting tired of this. I don't need no cover. Not now that I've got my friends.
Come on, brothers. I gotta call on Ashley.
No problemo, amigo. See you at the casa.
Okay, that turned from being really, really hard to really easy. Oh, shit! Wow, okay. Carbine rifle, got best weapon. Oh, wow, okay, so they're fully leveled up, it seems like. So that's good to know, I guess. The money seemed to have disappeared, but whatever. What's going on, Jim? So he went separate.
I'm busy being abused by the...
And I think we find out, because that's why it was a text and not a phone call. I assume that what happened is that Ray, after he had Jim pinched and brought in, he texted us from Jim's phone to lead us to the ambush, which was, you know, coming to his restaurant. Like, in retrospect, it's obvious. It seemed like maybe we should have been a little suspicious. But he wasn't answering his phone. It could be that he was in trouble with Ray and needed our help. Which I guess in a sense he was. It's just that he didn't send us the message. So we're going to go check on Ashley, who is... This guy Ray, we stole his money, in fairness. We decided we didn't like him. We'd been calling him a Guido douchebag and stuff. And yeah, up until just earlier this video, it was only implied that he may well have been having sex with our girl, but... Am I losing all my cool bikes over there? I think I'm gradually losing all of my best bikes. Alright, well, was it worth it? Continues.
What's going on?
I'm sorry.
Which bit?
What's going on? Respond.
He told me everything.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Ray ain't friends no more.
Oh, that's great.
Me and Ray neither, sugar.
Johnny, I got some bad news. Jim.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
He ain't really a member of our team.
Fuck this. Angus is crippled, Billy gone insane, and now Jim's dead.
Terry and Claire's still
Guess
cool.
that's what they call payback.
For
Got
what?
me.
I don't got you. Crystal got you, babe.
Johnny, I'm gonna quit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'm an idiot believing in your bullshit all this time.
It ain't your fault.
It's my fault I'm a fucking moron.
I'm gonna go to rehab, straighten myself out. Anyhow, he told me you wouldn't get hurt. I wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Yeah? Well, why shouldn't I kill you?
That's a
Won't
good
bother.
question.
I'd be better off dead.
Oh, you mean like One Crazy Summer?
But Johnny, Ray ain't the problem.
What
Oh,
are
he
you
kind of
talking
is a
about?
problem.
Are you telling me that a backstabbing mob guy who wants to kill me ain't the problem?
It's Billy.
Ugh.
See, it's
Billy MC?
Ray, it turns out that Billy was trying to poison him against you, and now apparently Billy's going states. He's gonna blame you. I'm sorry.
Well, what now?
Wait, was Ray poisoning Billy or Billy poisoning Ray?
Maybe that congressman.
Maybe. We'll see. Go on and get out of here.
I love you, Johnny.
I'm just
Cage.
not that happy with you right now.
Speaking a foreign language to me now, lady. Now get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that mission went from impossible to easy when we got the ambush set up. Because I believe that counts as winning the mission. Clay? Or Terry? Need one last gun van run for this LP.
Hey, it's Johnny. I need some of your merchandise. How soon can you get here?
I got you covered, Johnny. Hang tight. I'll be there soon.
I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my phone. And I'll be there. So I don't know if the game's going to explain it. So I'll explain it now. And apologies if the game explains it later and I either misunderstood or the game just explains it better. Jim is dead because Niko killed Jim. And if... Oh, here's Stubbs.
I'm not in the mood to do any killing for the supposed elite today. You're gonna have to get your own hands.
The elite? You mean like Kenny Omega?
Oh, spare me the lecture. This is important, Jonathan.
An important lecture?
Important enough for me to come down from my ivory tower and rub elbows with you blue-collar types on the wrong side of the West River. Meet me at your clubhouse. I drink single malt.
Okay, well, I guess we got to stop and pick up some single malt. But yep, he is going to give us the final mission of the game. I heard Jim's dead, Johnny. That's cool, huh?
The feds would love to catch me with this all, man. Feast your eyes on this. You're a good man, Terry.
Feast your eyes. I can't remember what wrestler that was. Bobo would know. But yeah, it's the final mission, so we kind of need to be ready. I could switch the rocket launcher for the grenade launcher. It is unique to this DLC. I think it might show up in GTA. Like a lot of the DLC only weapons from the 4 era end up being put in GTA Online at some point along the way. But yeah.
Safe travels, man.
Thanks for giving me this rocket launcher that I can just now wander around with it equipped. So that video ended up being a little on the short side, if we just go right back to base. But anyway, the reason that, oh, he's going to be at our, well, you know what, to be on the safe side, we could go save at the other safe house, just in case I accidentally trigger the mission while I'm trying to go save the game. Just driving around in the freaking vehicle of the rogues from, the Warriors. No, but the reason Jim is dead, and we don't really get much of an explanation, and Johnny Schnabis doesn't ask a lot of questions, but he's dead because Niko killed him. And the reason you might not remember if you watched my GTA 4 Let's Play, us killing Jim, same reason I don't remember killing Jim. Because in vanilla GTA 4, there's a mission where Ray sends Niko to go find Johnny Schnebitz, and get back the money. And you find 2 other bikers, and you do this long chase mission where you're chasing these bikers around, and you finally corner and kill them. Well, you don't really get a good look at them, except in the cinematic. But the second of those 2, the last one you manage to kill, is Jim. So you kill him as Niko in a mission where you're chasing him around. And in the cinematic, like, I guess they changed the character model. Like, he's like a white beardo biker guy, I think. He's, you can look it up. I might be remembering it wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you look on the wiki, it'll show you a picture of Jim, and, like, it'll show that he looks different in GTA 4. But it's supposed to be the same character. Rockstar's done this before. The protagonist of, and I've never played Vice City Stories, but Vice City Stories has it's a prequel to Vice City that's about Lance Vance's brother, you know, setting up some stuff in Vice City. And at the end, he's like, "Well, we're not doing any more." And like Lance Vance is a supporting character in the story, and the brother's like, "Well, we're not going to do any more." And I think they might even like lead it to, "Well, we could do one more big heist, would really set us up, brother, and then you'd be able to get out of this business." And then like so retroactively, the guy from the first mission, like Grand Theft Auto Vice City, at the very beginning, there's this drug deal that gets broken up by the bad guys. But Tommy is there, and this guy says, 100% grade A Colombian, man. And then like Tommy escapes alive, but that guy and various Italian mafiosos who were there with Tommy get shot. And the deal is broken up, and you spend the game Vice City trying to figure out who it was that broke it up, and it was Ricardo Diaz and his guys. Not Ricardo Diaz personally, but Ricardo Diaz's warriors. You get a wanted level for coming in here? I don't even know why I'm being told to come through here. What the fuck? What is this? Navigation. Well, anyway. What is going on? I'm suddenly like lost and twisted around. I'm trying to get to... They have this really weird path they want me to go. But anyway, like there's an NPC who goes 100% pure grade A Colombian, my friend, and he's retconned. Oh, that was Lance Vance's brother. Even though Lance Vance's brother is, not that shockingly, when you play a whole game as him, African American, as Lance Vance is. But in that opening cinematic, he's just this kind of like, you know, Hispanic dude, and he's got like this kind of generic, silly Hispanic drug dealer guy voice. But they retcon, oh, that guy that got killed in that mission that was clearly just a regular rando and not meant to be a character of any import. Now we're going to say that was Lance Vance's brother. Well, similarly here, they have retconned it so that Jim, who comes as close as anyone to being a memorable character in the gang, other than Brian still stands, or Billy rather, still stands out as being, to me, for the few scenes he had. We'll get back to that later. He seemed interesting. He's kind of memorable. All the people in this gang who were your friends are not that memorable. Jim got close, but he got killed by Niko, and we've retconned who that was in that mission. When we come back next time, depending on how much trouble I have with this last mission, we may have the final video of this series, because it feels weird that it's ending now. It feels like the story is just starting to pick up, not heading towards a resolution, but it's kind of hard. This is where Rockstar's writing style, like, it's interesting what they're trying to do, but it doesn't quite come off. We know Ray Buccino's fate already, because Niko kills him on orders of Jimmy Pecorino, because he's fucking up. His shit's falling apart on his watch. He gets taken out. He was back dealing against Pecorino too. So it's kind of like the idea that, like, we have this cool revenge mission where we go take out. I mean, it seems to me like they threw it all together at the last minute. This whole DLC just feels really disjointed sometimes. Like, they have a couple of cool things that they could be doing, but, like, they didn't want it to be too long because they didn't want to have it a price point. Like, they're getting the feel on how to do these DLCs. And indeed, like, I haven't played a lot of GTA 5 online, but there were never any DLCs for the main core game. There's some stuff in GTA 5 online that kind of could feel like it. Like, you end up doing missions for Franklin as your anonymous avatar character running around in the online game. You can kind of interact to a certain limited extent with people from the story of the main game. But this was like, yeah, like, they could have made a whole full-length game about Johnny Schnabitz here. I don't think he's as interesting a character as Niko, but maybe if he was given more time, he could have been. Yeah, who's to say? But his story will be wrapping up pretty shortly. At least his story in GTA 4. He's one of the first ever protagonists to appear after his own game. Not the first. And I mean, it depends on how you count the GTA 3 protagonist who shows up in a prequel to his game. But not a prequel. It's not. San Andreas is not a prequel to GTA 3. It's just set first. Anyway, I'm talking in circles. When we come back next time, it's just possible this will be the last video. Because this whole I'll talk about it next time. We'll have a long intro where I complain, but this Ray Buccino storyline seems like it's getting hot, and suddenly it's like, actually, you know what? Never mind. Ashley has already told us Billy is going to turn state's evidence in prison. And now Stubbs wants to talk to us. I wonder what he might want to talk to us about. See you guys next time.